Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now, from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice, even now, are moving in the might of your strength. Not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved, and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart, and God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread, healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed. And we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare, we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory, we give you peace, we give you honor, we give you blessing, we give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you, the fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name, ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty, it's yours. I decree it and I speak it In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to today's edition of Yes, You O Cubed. What does O Cubed stand for? One-on-one, because it's just me and you. And I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman. And I'm so glad that you are here with me on today, this fine day, you all. It is Wednesday. Can you believe it? It's hump day already. It is Wednesday, June. Let me see what the date is here. The 29th in the year 2022. And I appreciate you for joining me here in the Lion's Den. Now, listen, we're working, and I want to appreciate before we get started. The Rebel Inc., I think, has gotten all of our platforms back up. If you know of a platform that's down that you normally listen to, just please let us know. But I think we've got all of the platforms back in effect, in full effect this morning. And it's good to have everybody. Some of you said you've been missing us, and I know we've been missing having you in the Lion's Den. So again, we hope all of those connections are up and good. And so let's get this party started. Let's get this party crack-a-lacking, because it's another day's journey, and I'm glad about it. Now let's come over here and take a look at who. Tell me who help me lift Jesus. Now I want to know who got in the Lion's Den this morning, and who was bringing the love, joy, peace, and happiness into the Lion's Den space first thing. And I think we had about 4 or 5. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had 5 that came in this morning, and I appreciate you. Yes, we got the number, y'all. We got the number. And so I'm so appreciative to you for coming in and getting the place ready. Now, you know, we start like this, and I want to be just so clear on how much I appreciate each of you that get up at midnight. Yes, at midnight to come into the Lion's Den to make sure there's enough peace, joy, love, and happiness for everybody that comes in the room thereafter. We had none other than Truck Driver. Yes, that's my Mufasa. Truck Driver came in, you know, he said, listen, you all, I'm ready. I've got the bus ready to roll. Anybody that needs a ride, I got you covered. Let's get to the Lion's Den, and let's make sure we get this love, joy, peace, and happiness spread everywhere we possibly can. I appreciate you, Truck Driver. Thank you so much for that, sir. Come on in here. Come on in here. Yes, that's my guy. That's my Mufasa. Then he was followed by Den Darn. Come on in here. Actually, Den Darn beat him there. Let me make this correction. Den Darn beat him there. And Den Darn, I just want you to know I appreciate you, sis, for coming on up in the Lion's Den this morning to make sure there was enough love here for everybody. And I want you to know I appreciate you. Now, when we get to those that are actually in contention for the love seat and Grandpa Holmes's chair, the next person to come in the room to get her lips, hips, and fingertips on that love seat is none other than Miss Fabulous, otherwise known as Mel Holiday. Come on in here, Mel. You did it. And yes, we're glad to have you back. For all of our YouTubers that have been feigning, whatever you've been doing, wanting to get back in the Lion's Den, I'm so glad that you're here, and congratulations to you this morning. Now, the second person to make her way into the Lion's Den that will get a seat there on that awesome love seat is none other than Shelly Thunder. Shelly Thunder, you did that. Come on in here, sis, and I appreciate you for being in the Lion's Den. So much love to you. And let me get that picture up, y'all. Let me get that picture up. Matter of fact, yes. Shelly Thunder is my girl. You know she is. You know, anytime she's in the room, y'all. Up above my head, I hear thunder in the air. There must be a Shelly Thunder somewhere. So I appreciate you, sis. Come on in here and take your seat. Now, the next person to make it into the Lion's Den and the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair is none other than...
Ain't nothing but the devil.
Uh-oh. Now, you know, I got Side Piece Studio already this morning. Now, listen, the winner of that kind of tells me what kind of morning we gonna have. The winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair is none other than Kim Possible 7-Eleven. Pastor from the ATL, you are the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair. Come on and get your lips, your hips, and your fingertips. Come on and sit down, Kim Possible. Come on and sit down. Have all the seats in Grandpa Holmes's chair, but that's for the good thing, sis. That's for a good thing. I appreciate you. I'm grateful to you. And congratulations, Kim Possible 7-Eleven. Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven. That's the way I feel about that, y'all. And thank you so much. Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she just lovely? Isn't she just gorgeous? The incomparable, the beautiful Kim Possible 7-Eleven. You are the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair. Now listen here. You know, go ahead and get those mod love going. Get that mod love going. I had to think what I'm trying to say. Get that mod love going. Because listen, we up in here this morning, and you know I always like to take time and just appreciate my moderators. They are the best. I'm telling you, the best. So get that mod love going, and I just want to stop and acknowledge them on this morning. I'm doing a little shifting here, so bear with me for just a second. I want to get them back in their rightful positions. And there we go. So here we go. That first moderator that takes such good care of us that we just want to give honor. Giving honor to whom honor is due. Yes. Shelly Thunder. That's my girl. Shelly Thunder, I appreciate you. You are such a blessing. Thank you for all that you do here in the Lion's Den. We love you, sis. We love you. And mod love coming to you. I appreciate you. Then the leader of the pack, none other than the Rebel Inc. That's my girl. That's my Ace Boon Coon. That is the child that helped me get this studio back in order. Yes, we had to call some order back up in the house, y'all. We had to call some order back up in the house because it had gotten all the way out of control. And I want to thank you, Rebel, for everything that you've done. And I appreciate you. And she is a streamer. We will be going over for anti-morning bangos when we leave from here. We'll be headed over to Rebel's house to spend some time with her. I just love this child. And as a matter of fact, I love all three of them. And Michelle Brownell, I tell you what, this woman right here, she is such a blessing. And Michelle, you are a blessing to me and the Lion's Den. We just want to give y'all that mod love this morning because you deserve it. You deserve it. So come on in here, and I appreciate you all for what you do. So much love coming to you. Thank you. Now, let's get those coffee cups out, y'all. Let's get those coffee cups out. You know how we do it. My mama said when you come in the room, speak to somebody. That's what we're going to do this morning. And I love just coming over here and checking out everybody that's in the Lion's Den. One of the first ones in chat this morning, Phyllis Coleman. Good morning to you, beautiful. Let me tell you something about Phyllis. Phyllis Coleman and her sisters and her one brother, they are, you talk about all the way back to childhood. These were, you know, I lived in a time and season when they didn't let you play with everybody. But these were our playmates, literally. These were our playmates. And we've been friends forever, right on through thick and thin. Phyllis, it's so good to see you in here this morning. Good morning to you. SK8843, good morning, and I see you. Come on in here. Joanna G98, blessed morning to you, and I love you. Come on in here and have a seat. Love you so much, sis. Truck driver, yes, Mufasa, that's my guy. Truck driver 57 said he's got the bus ready for anybody that wants to load up and roll. We ready to go. Come on in here. Kim Possible 711, as I said, oh, thank heaven for 711. That's our pastor from the ATL. Come on in here, and it's good to see you this morning. The Rebel Inc. is in the house. Good morning to you, and get your coffee cup out. It's good to see you. Stacy 546, I love you, sis. Come on in the Lion's Den. So much mad love coming to you. Jackie 0722, blessings and love to you always. You always come in bringing that love and happiness, and I appreciate you for that, my sister. I appreciate you for being here. Coming on down, and I'm looking and seeing who else is here. BTD Mom. Yes, BTD Mom is in countdown mode, y'all. BTD Mom's got another leg of the journey that she's getting ready to embark upon, and I'm so excited for her. I'm so excited. Matter of fact, while I'm there, let me make this announcement. I will not be here Friday. I will not be here Friday because we're going to be going with BTD Mom as she relocates to another area of the country, and I'll be going down there with her on this coming Friday. So we will be out, and while I'm speaking of that, with the holiday weekend, all of the streams after Good Grief will air. We'll have that set up so that Kim Possible 711 and Crazy Berry Town can carry on with that session, because we know it's going to be a long holiday weekend, but sometimes that's when we need Good Grief the most. So after the Good Grief session, we will not convene again until next Tuesday. So just wanted to get you that little information so you know what's up when you come on Friday morning. Don't look for me. I'll be gone. So I'm not going up to heaven, though. I'm not going up to heaven just yet. I'm not going just yet, so don't send me on to the great beyond. Simply amazing. I see you, sis. Come on in here. It's good to have you on this morning. Jonna CPW, who is also one of my friends that chit chats with me on Sunday evening. It's good to see you, my sister. So much mad love coming to you. Mel Holiday is back, and yes, we missed you too, Mel. We missed you too, and I'm so glad we got the channel up so you can come in, because we miss your antics. How else are we gonna go for a ride and come back alone if you're not here? We don't have a driver of the car. MCP812, that's my girl. Come on in here, love. Peace, joy, happiness, and blessings to you, and nothing but love and hugs coming your way. It's so good to see you this morning. I just wish I could wrap my arms around you and give you a real good hug, for real, for real. The gift, Nathan Lamont, is in the room. All I need from you is one good squall. Good morning, sweetheart, and I love you. Kim Possible 711, thank you for hosting the stream, and for all that would be so kind, please host the stream. I appreciate you for helping us get it out there. Now I'm coming on down, and I'm going to see if anybody came in while I was upstairs who came in the basement. Tall Pumps is pumping tall. Good morning to you, my friend. Good morning to you. And it's always good to see you in the Lion's Den. Now I'm coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking and I'm checking out who is in the Lion's Den chat. And as I like to say, even if you're not in the chat, I appreciate you for coming in and holding space here in the Lion's Den. And I hope that when you leave out of here, you feel nothing but love, for your baby. Go Ratty, you better go. Go Ratty is in the house this morning. Good morning to you, sir, and so much love coming to you. Oh my goodness, so much love coming to you. You don't know how much I appreciate you. You're just a breath of fresh air. Coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm checking out who else is in the room. I see coffee cups, I see wine goblets, I see some of everything. I see Monica L. Smith. That's my baby, and nobody puts baby in the corner. Good morning to you. It is so good to see you on this fine day. Coming on down, and I'm looking to see if anybody else made it in before we get started, because you know how we do it up here in the Lion's Den. We take this coffee, no cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black, because we tells it like a T-I-Z, tis. Yes, we do. I think we've made it to the end. I see you, Monica. I don't just throw shade. I shed light. So let's get this party started this morning. Not your average guy. Glorious morning to you. And I'm so glad that you're back. Come on in the Lion's Den. Get your coffee cup out and let's just have a conversation. Now, get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out. Because listen, what had happened was while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, that's what we can really talk about right now. What happened while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered? And here we go. I see your coffee cup, BTD Mom. I see your coffee cup. Come on in here. Come on in the room. Come on, girl. Come on. Come on. Don't you want to go? Now, I'm getting ready, and we're going to talk about a few things this morning. What had happened was, now, I'm going to go ahead and start with this story right here. And so at the end of the day, this is going to be the talk of the town. I don't know how long I'm going to chit chat on it because, I kind of feel some kind of way. But here we go. I want to talk about this person right here. Not your average guy. You don't slobber. Well, listen, I'm going to tell you. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. If you ever come to where I am and I finish sleeping, when I wake up, you liable to see all kind of juices upside my head. I mean, coming all the way up the side and So therein, while I slumbered, slept, and slobbered, that's where it came from. So just saying, I'm just saying. Simply Amazing. Are we doing, wait a minute, this is the wrong stream, Simply Amazing. You're trying to go over to the Rebel's house where she finds people for nibbles and bits. I'm just saying. Now, you in here in my channel just lusting after not your average guy. I just don't know what to say. Anyway, however, let's get this party. Let's get this party crack-a-lacking. And just so you know, Simply, he doesn't slobber. Oh, somebody in here needs Jesus. And I'm not going to say who it is, but somebody up in here needs Jesus. They done started looking on the screen and started lusting. Yes, Simply Amazing. We're going to talk about Cassidy Hutchinson. This morning. Listen, Tall Bumps, that's good sleep. When slobber's coming and your whole side of your face is just covered up. And that was some good sleep, child. Now, looky here. Rebel about to do some blockerations today. Fairly all day, my dearest friend is here, y'all. My dearest friend is here. I love me some Fairly all day. Come on in the Lion's Den and let's get this party crack-a-lacking. I know you may have to do some lurking and working, but I'm just glad anytime I see your name, anytime I see your face in the place, it just does something to me. It makes me feel good. Now, yes, we want to talk about Miss Cassidy here. Miss Cassidy Hutchinson. She dropped a bomb on us. Y'all remember that song, You Dropped a Bomb on Me? Well, listen, she dropped a bomb on us on yesterday. She let them have it. And so, I just want to talk about that just for a minute, shall we? Now, let's uncover some of these layers to this onion. So listen, won't she make some words? Won't she do it? Won't she make some words? She'll make words all day long. Now, this is what I want to kind of chit chat, and I'm trying not to be real political here. I'm just really going to try to speak truth and facts as they were told on yesterday. Now, at the end of the day, I know there's all kinds of people that are really, really ecstatic about her testimony. Now, this right here, I don't know. I have mixed emotions. Can I be truthful? I have mixed emotions because at the end of the day, Cassidy, where have you been all this time? I just want to say, where? I just want to know. Inquiring minds want to know, where have you been all this time, Cassidy? Now, I'm not, everybody talking about, well, folks are scared and this and that and the other. I hear you. But I just have to wonder why all of this plotting and planning was going on. Why didn't she tell somebody? Now, I'm just keeping it real. Why oh why didn't she tell somebody? So Cassandra, Isaiah, come on in here, sis. So much love coming to you, and it's good to see you. Come on. Don't you want to go? Loose her and let her go, and not after what those eyes have seen to start her 4th of July early. Come on, this is what I'm telling you. What Cassandra, I'm telling you, she got loose. She got loose. That's all I can say. She got loose. Not your average guy. Makes you wonder if someone slipped her a few bucks. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but she's been in witness protection. Is that what it is, Monica? Tell me, because inquiring minds want to know. Cassidy spoke and she didn't lie. Cassidy had already sat and given her 5-hour testimony under oath. I hear you, Simply, but where has she been all this time? Watch her say she was scared. I feared for my life. Tall pumps. I feared for my life. I'm just trying to say, I see you, Fairly. Go ahead and lurk and work with your awesome self. So much love coming to you. Now, I just, something in my Shondo just wants to know, where has this child been all our lives? Where's she been? Now, this is a question that is of serious nature to me, because listen, now I'm reading from Heather Cox Richardson, who is a historian. And if you ever need somebody that gives a very good balanced recount and retelling of things that happened both in the history past and the history as it's being made, Heather Cox Richardson is your girl. So I went to her to kind of look at the recap and get an idea of all that happened on yesterday and everything that was uncovered by Cassidy in her testimony. And there, now let me say, now, the witness was Cassidy Hutchinson. She's a 25-year-old aide. A 25-year-old aide. Now, these are some things that kind of caused me to pause about Cassidy, and I'm not throwing any shade. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, inquiring minds want to know, because I'm not just eating everything up hook, line, and sinker as to this young lady's intent and motives and whereabouts. Now, as was told, she's 25-year-old aide to Meadows and congressional liaison who was well known on Capitol Hill. I'm sorry, and congressional liaisons that were on the Hill. You fear for her life? Simply amazing. It took a 25-year-old with a bit of courage to do what a whole slew of old, grown men wouldn't do. And I'm going to leave out all of your expletives, but I got you going. I got you, and I feel you. Somebody might be getting ready to slide up the chain of command, not your average guy. Because at the end of the day, this is a thing. And so I'm not trying to throw shade, and I know, hoorah, hoorah, hoorah. Everybody is so happy for Cassidy coming forth and saying what everybody else should have said a long time ago. Let me start by giving her some applause. Now, to not your average guy's point, somebody might be getting ready to slide up that chain of command. Now, she's 25 years old, and so listen, she is a staunch Republican who worked for Representative Steve Scalise. She was the second highest Republican in the House. She also worked for Senator Ted Cruz. She was an aide to the former House Speaker Paul Ryan, Brendan Buck. Okay, now listen. Okay, so we're naming off all these names. We're naming off all of these names that she has worked for these aides and liaisons in very, very high-ranking positions on in government. She's 20 now. All of this, y'all ain't ready for me. You want to see her picture again? I sure will. 25 years old. Now, let me read this who's who of people that she's worked for. Now, in the Republican camp. And she's a staunch Republican. Put this in your, now just by the names you're gonna get a feel. So here we go. Somebody else may have gotten a feel too. Anyway, the witness is Cassidy Hutchinson, 25 years old, and I'm not trying to female shame. That's not where I'm going with that. But I'm just help me. 25 years old, and y'all out here applauding, but listen to the folks that she's been working for, and she knows who she's working for. She's not confused on that point. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. She knows who she's working for, and she knows what they stand for. So here we go again. So now this is Meadows. This is Meadows' top aide here, who I might add would not meet with anybody. Would not meet with any. Meadows said even the smallest meetings, he would not meet with anybody unless Cassidy was accompanying him. Now, at 20 some odd years old, topping out at 24 as the aide to Mark Meadows, inquiring minds want to know, for all of the people, now y'all don't have to ride with me. You don't have to ride with me. But for all of the staffers that are in the Capitol that have been working down through the years, come on, I just want to know, who's her daddy? Why is that not your average car? Towel pumps. So, you know, I'm looking. Cassidy's book will make her filthy rich, telling about those old soul filthy Diablo team members. Listen, baby, if you didn't break that thing down, I just don't know. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to give it to you. Could it be? Diablo! Baby, Cassandra said it ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. I just want to know how, before the age of 24, this woman is working for the chief of staff. And they said she's well known on the Capitol Hill. Diablo. I see you, the Rebel Inc. Diablo. Somebody, and an emphasis on blow. But look at her story. Might even make her richer than telling on Diablo's crew. Has Cassidy practiced chastity? Now, you know, at the end of the day, I just have a issue how by the time of 24, she has helped and become so critically important. She's well known. Stacey, I'm just trying to understand. She's well known on the Capitol. She is, now we're talking about Representative Steve Scalise, who was the second highest in the Republican, you know, I'm trying to piece this together without being ugly here. In the House, second highest in the House. She worked for him. Senator Ted Cruz. She was the aide to former House Speaker Paul Ryan. And I mean, at the end of the day, y'all, I'm just trying to understand how she got her lips, hips, and fingertips that deeply engaged and involved and embedded in Capitol Hill and the White House before she was 25 years old. That's a lot, y'all. That's a lot of high-powered, high-ranking aiding. She was giving aid. That's a lot of aid. And I'm just saying, I really wasn't trying to be infer anything with that, but that too. She's giving aid. So at the end of the day, I'm trying to figure out, why is she so powerfully important that Meadows would say, I'm not even going to take a small penny ante meeting without this young woman accompanying me. And at 25, she's now spilling the beans on all of these dastardly people. So now, you know, at the end of the story, I just have to go to this point and say, I feel some kind of ways about this. Now, I'm not even going to go to some of the places that we would love to go. She's on a fast track, Tall Pumps. They have fast tracked her. And at the end of the day, now at this point, Now, see, I'm gonna be. I don't know how she became so popular, BTD mom, and I don't know how she got slung to the top so fast. I really don't. It's a mystery to me. It's a mystery to me because at the end of the day, it's not uncommon on Capitol Hill. It has a fair share of aggressive interns. I hear you, and listen, that she had to be awful aggressive. She knew they were bad, but she didn't know they were that bad. I don't know, Kim Possible. Now, see, this is where I'm gonna have to play the devil's advocate and say Lewinsky was on a fast track like she did she even finish high school and let alone college? Tara Pumps, I don't know what her educational credentials are. All I'm saying is to have worked for that many high-powered individuals before she's even 24 years old, that's a lot. Before she's even 24 years old, that's a lot. So now, to your point, Kim Possible, she knew they were bad, but she didn't know they were that bad. No, if she's smart enough to, and I'm going to put her on intelligence versus getting it from her backside. If she's smart enough, and that can happen, there's some young, sharp individuals out here that are doing stuff without getting on their backside. So if she's smart enough for all of that, then Kim Possible, she was smart enough to know what they were up to and what she was dealing with. Because at that level, she's privy to information that the common American is not privy to. She was privy to information that the media, the social media, and the paper media, and the radio media, she was privy to information that other people had no idea what was really going on behind the scenes. She was privy to all of that. So if she was, I see, she was the Capitol Bunny. I'm just saying, if she was privy to all that, she knew what she was doing. I can't let her off. You know, I can't do that double standard kind of thing. Now, at the same time, let me go back because, you know, some of y'all like, she's done a tremendous service to this country by telling the truth. Let me give her applause. Something down in my shondo says that had the coup worked out. Now, y'all don't have to like me, but y'all know you in Yes You OQ. This is where we talk no cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because I tells it like it T-I-Z-Tis. She heard, saw, and witnessed all of this firsthand. Had this coup worked out, I got a feeling that she thought she was going to be sitting pretty. Because otherwise, she would have open your mouth and say something. Open your mouth and say something. I thought about open your mouth and say something. But anyway, at the end of the day, you miss me with that. You're not going to convince me that if she was that bright, if she was that talented, if she was that trustworthy, she wouldn't have said nothing. T. Jones, she wasn't. That's what I Tall Pumps. I said, open your mouth, and then I just let it alone. Say something, but you can't say something if you're gagging. So at the end of the day, Jackie, she knew. You're just not going to fill me with that. You're not going to, from my standpoint, you're not going to get the applause. This girl knew exactly what she was doing. She knew exactly what was going on. She knew exactly what she was involved in. And she felt like if it worked, in my opinion, this is my opinion, and this is Yes You OQ, one-on-one, just me and you. And you know how we do it. No cream, no sugar. I take this coffee hot and black, strong and black, because I tells it like a T-I-Z-Tis. She's not going to be a hero for me. She's not. Y'all can love her. She's not going to be a hero for me. So at the end of the day, she was a part of a diabolical plot that didn't work. And who knows what forced her to tell the truth. But she didn't listen. She had every opportunity to have alerted, to have talked to people, to have said something, to have been a whistleblower. But at the end of the day, while y'all want to applaud her that she finally told the truth, truth. So, you know, I'm just going to tell you, I'm not, I'm just not going to give her all the props and accolades that people are just out here fawning over her. And oh my God, this 25-year-old told the truth. She should have told the truth a long time ago. That's how I feel about it. And I'm just saying, oh, did I hear, wait a minute, Tall Pumps, did you say, Paul, don't see, I've been waiting. Because she done come out. Let me see if I can find it. Because at the end of the day, I don't know. I just don't know. But something down in my shondo is this. What was going on in the Capitol? Is this what was going on in them their streets? Is it? Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling. At the end of the day, y'all, inquiring minds want to know, because I'm not feeling the love like y'all feeling. Now, everybody, come on in here, Michelle Brown. Oh, it's so good to see you. Now, at the end of the day, you know, I appreciate her telling the truth. And what did we have to do to get the truth out of her? I don't know. She probably does need witness protection at this point. I'm not going to take that away. She probably does. But listen, if it had worked, if the coup had been successful, was she gonna say a word? Because listen, this is all she gave us while it was in progress, and she had an opportunity to open her mouth and say something. So, you know, I love y'all, you know, not trying to cast no shadows on Cass, but she sure makes me go, what you talking about, Willis? What you talking about, Willis? Where was your whistle when we needed it? So, you know, to T. Jones, I don't think she would have said a mumbling word. Not one mumbling word. When they have those deeply rooted political families in D.C., they put their children in private school and they get involved very early. And listen, you're telling the truth there. At the end of the day, I still want to say, for all of the staffers that are up there in the Capitol, excuse me, those young people are out there. How did this person get so, whatever. I'm just not buying what y'all saying. Let's say she excelled at the, y'all too much over here. So at the end of the day, you sure she had a lot of information, simply amazing. Just by virtue, you are talking about being an aide. And then down to Meadows, who would not take the smallest of a meeting without her being present. This child knew everything. And she probably still hasn't told us everything that she actually knows. She's told us what she's been compelled to tell. But at the end of the day, James, she is telling just because she didn't get what she was promised, James. And I feel you, Mufasa. I feel you. I feel like if this coup had worked, she and possibly her family members and other people that she was attached to were probably promised all kinds of gravy. So, I see you, Eileen, sideways. Come on. That's for Cassidy and the Sundance Kids. I'm gonna give it to you one more time, Tall Pumps. See you, SK. She's trying to get out in front of the prosecution because she sees it's coming. Now, that's the other thing that comes on. Come on, sissy, slide and glide. Come on up in here. I got you, girl. Now, couldn't she have just been a good worker and not use her female? I agree, Mel. She could have just been a good female worker and not use her femininity to advance herself. And that's very possible. This is the Capitol we're talking about. That's very possible. It's possible. It's possible. So let's just give her the benefit of the doubt that that the people that she's working for that are despicable in their ways. let's just say that, yes, she's a good worker. Now, as we go on, I feel like at the end of the day, there's a whole lot that she did tell us. So let's move on to that. And I'll move away. I will definitely move away from what I feel is suspect about how in the world this little 20-something-year-old pretty near teeny bopper is in all of these significant places to the extent that she is. So, at the end of the day, and that's all I'm saying, Kim Possible, poll call has always been going on at the Capitol. Poll call, that ain't nothing new. That ain't nothing new. So at the end of the day, I think it's more poll call going on than roll call to answer working for the citizens of these here United States. Because listen, they ain't getting no work done for us. So at the end of the day, I'm just looking and I'm saying, I'm not buying what y'all selling. So at the end of the day, she got receipts and a whole lots of folks, Jackie. She got a whole lot of receipts on a whole lot of polls. So at the end of the day, Nancy, I see you. You believe she understands that if she didn't speak up, she knows it would never be known. You still got more faith in her than I have, and God bless you. And I'm gonna say I respect your position and I respect your opinion. And so maybe she felt like this was never gonna be known, and she just had to tell it. Dr. Dady Priest and Engagement Matters. She's in the room, y'all. She's in the room. Come through. If you're not following Dr. Dady Priest, quit your wicked ways. She'll bless your whole life. Go out there and follow her real quick and support her because she is a blessing. I promise you. Now, you can say she believes that she understands that, and I don't want to take your hopeful wishes for her intent. So, Nancy, I'm going to let you have that. Simply Amazing, I'm going to let you have that too. So she got the work from her knowledge and her know-how, not by using her femininity. And also she really understood she needed to speak up because the country needed that at this critical time. So I'm going to give y'all that. So, judgment is tough. You heard? Because at the end of the day, I'm just not feeling it. I still have to say, because actions speak louder than words, even words in the 9th hour. Why, oh, why? While all of this was going down, why didn't she say something while it was happening? Yeah, miss me with that. So at the end of the day, she was singing like a canary. Dr. Dady, baby, she told it with her 25-year-old self. She told it. So, when it comes to politics, hard to trust anything that we see or hear. And I agree with that, not your average guy. Because at the end of the day, I feel like even this is political theater. Because I don't believe that even if all of these different stories are true, let me say, I personally feel like they're not going to do anything. It will have been a pointless fact-finding mission. We're clutching our pearls and we're shocked, stunned, and amazed at the stuff that came out of this child's mouth. All of the stunning revelations that she made. And as Dr. Dady said, she's singing like a canary. But I have to stop and say, what else is going on in the country right now that we need to be looking at? Because I feel like it's a distraction. Because ain't nobody's lips, hips, and fingertips going to jail. Now, let's look at this, okay? So when she got on the stand and started talking about all the things that she was a witness to over here in them Dar Hills, we get a bird's eye view because, again, as I said, it was said on Capitol Hill by many. Meadows would not take a meeting where this young woman was not in the midst. So she knows a whole lot of. Okay, so at the end of the day, you don't think she's innocent or without fault. I just don't believe we can assume her testimony comes from a place other than feeling shame, disappointment, and disgrace. I hear you simply. I hear you simply, and I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I'm not buying it, but I hear you. So at the end of the day, it's distractive theater, not your average guy, and people are excited. But listen, is anybody going to jail? No. Is Trump even going to go to jail? No. Is Rudy Giuliani going to go to jail? No. Is Meadows going to go to jail? No. When we get finished with all of this political theater, whose lips and hips and fingertips is going to be in jail? Nobody. This is political theater. It's fodder for us to eat up. It's fodder for us to chew on and be distracted. But I promise you there's something covert going on that we're not hearing about. And while we're distracted with Cassidy and the Sundance Kids, while we're distracted with that, something else is going on. So at the end of the day, I'm just, I just, again, I'm still going to come back to why, oh, why didn't you say something earlier in the process while it was going on if you're coming and having good intentions? I hope Simply Amazing that what you are saying is absolutely correct, but I fear that more times than not, when you get to that level of power and you get to that level of position in government, usually the things that you do are driven by something that doesn't give you a whole lot of other choices. It's not because my heart is good and I had to come to Jesus moment. And while I was down, I saw a bright light. While I was on my knees praying, now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to. I saw the light. I saw the light. I don't think that's what happened. So at the end of the day, I'm just saying, Dr. Dady, Butch Cassidy, and the Sundance Kids. I don't get that vibe. And I don't get that vibe from hardly anybody at that level of government because they're just trying to say themselves. If she's lying, they have Rudy to go to listen. Rudy, that's a whole nother. I think I jumped and saw. If she's lying, they have every opportunity to sit under oath and tell their side. Now, I agree with all of that. And at the end of the day, I'm still going to come back to this question. What action is going to be taken? What action is going to actually be taken? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. We've known so many things from day one, and you can say, well, we needed the hearings to do X, Y, Z. Okay, so let's unpack this. Okay, so she told about all of these different things that happened, and I do have this out there in Discord for anybody that wants to go out and read the recap. Dr. Heather Cox Richardson did an excellent job with the recap. If you just don't want to go through all the who shot John and get to the meat of the matter, go out on my Discord under Slumbered, Slept, and Slobbered, and Heather Cox Richardson. That's what the link says. Click on it. You can get all your information. Crazy Berrytown. There she is. That's my beautiful friend. Come on in here, Crazy Berrytown. She is a streamer and she will Zumba you design. If you're not following her, please follow her. Please, please, please. So she's setting the stage for a book and a movie, Dr. Dady. And I believe that at the end of the day, it's all about let me find it because I just think so many times we are just so deceived. At the end of the day, baby, there's a book and a movie deal to follow. And that's sad. It's sad that you can be a party to something that's criminal and then make money off of it. Because you told what you should have told a long time ago. So at the end of the day, you know, I just the whole thing to me, it reeks of political theater. We needed to pay attention to something else. Our minds need to be distracted. And while we're here, you know, and I really wasn't, this isn't the time and the place that I was going to go here, but it just seems apropos for the time. I'm going to put this in because I put this in a couple of days ago. So I'm going to switch to this just real quick and in a hurry. Because at the end of the day, they're leading us along like little pigs with rings in our noses. I mean, they're just leading us along. You know, we say the Lord leads his dear children along. Listen, they're just leading us along like pigs with the ring in our nose because they show us what they want us to get in an uproar about at a given time. And then we get all wrapped up in that. But at the end of the day, I'm going to come back to this. Is Trump going to jail? Is Meadows going to jail? Are any of these people, is Rudy going to jail? Is Lynn Wood going to, they ain't going nowhere but to the country club. So at the end of the day, this right here, what are you outraged by now? And she looks at her cell phone. They haven't told me yet. Thank you, Rebel. Thank you. What are we? They haven't told me yet. Come on. Let me come on back. We got a raid, y'all. We got a raid.
Big Boochie, baby. Hey, right now,
KB Browns, I see you. Thank you. One reason for the gospel takeover. One reason is my guy, and he is a streamer. If you're not following him, please. He just raided the Lions Den with 37 new lions. Come on in here, One Reason. I appreciate you. Shelly Thunder, I see you. Used and challenged 24/7. I see you. Come on in the Lions Den. Designers Original, I see you. Come on, Miss Frosty 60803. Miss Purplish, come on in here. Sight Giver, Miss P. Smitty 15. Oh my God, and the bishop himself, One Reason, is here. DJ Varmar, come on. Don't you want to go? And everybody else that's in here that you made a Chazzy-licious is cooking. Come on in here, sis. I see you. Come on, BJ Sunfire. Thank you so much for joining the Lions Den. It's good to have you. To all of these awesome, come on, Raiders. Come on. Now walk it on back. Move on over to your right. Move on over to your hey. DJ Lady Rasta, PJ Sunfire, come on up in here. It's so good to have you this morning. Listen, I love you guys. Come on in, and it's good to have you with us. Yeah. I see you, Miss Shell 22. Come on in the room. I see you, dear. So much love coming to you. I appreciate you all for coming up in the Lions Den. Thank you. Now, let's get back to this story. Before you all came in, we were having a little conversation. I appreciate you. Chazzy 12, how you doing? Come on in here. It's good to see you. Now, thank you for that raid, One Reason, and I just really appreciate you for all that you do in the Lions Den. You're such a blessing here, Bishop, and I just want to honor and acknowledge you. And again, if you're not following One Reason, listen, I want you to stop right now and go on over there and follow him. Oh my goodness, I appreciate all of you from the Gospel Takeover family. And listen, soldiers for Christ, y'all here. Thank you so much for coming in. Now, back to this this story, and again, I'm going to deal with this right here because this is really how I feel about a lot of what we have going on. A lot of Chazzylicious is cooking. Before I get started, she is a streamer. This is my girl. Had an awesome show on yesterday cooking. I want y'all to check out Chazzylicious is cooking. Go out there and support her. Give her your undivided support. And I promise you, you're going to see something awesomely powerful come out of this young woman. She has a lot to give. Now, this is what DJ Varmar, did I see him earlier? He is a streamer. I want to put that in there. So glad to have you with us. Please follow all of the streamers that are in here. And if you would, please feel welcome to put your information in so that we can follow you. I don't want to miss anybody. I want everybody to be blessed. Now, this is where we are. You know I love you, Chazzy. You know I love you. This is my girl right here. This is my girl. Now, this is, what are we going to be outraged by now? And they're just leading us around. And I need some of y'all to use some boss energy and process this stuff through. You don't have to think like I think. No, you don't. You do not. Come on, is Disco Darren in here? Did I miss Disco Darren? Anyway, he did have a great show on yesterday. Now, I feel like we really, really, really need to use our juices, our brains, that particulate matter between your two ears. Come on. I need you to really think some of this stuff through, because at the end of the day, some of the outrage that we have, I hope you know that there's propaganda that sets us up to get so outraged. But the question is, are we really dealing with the true issues? That's where we need to go, and that's where we need to think. And are we really dealing with the true issues, or are we just being led around to get, oh, now I'm mad about this. Oh, now I'm mad. Baby, I'm mad. I'm still, and you can say whatever you want to say. Sundance Kid should have came back a whole lot. Cassidy, she should have came a whole lot earlier with some information and some intel. And so she's suspect to me. I'm not going to fall in line with this whole concept and idea that, I'm just not buying what she's selling. Y'all go ahead and buy it, but I'm not buying what she's selling, because there was something in store for her had this coup worked. Now, at the end of the day, and somebody asked, I think it was Stacy. I said, you asked if I'd put her back up again. So I'm going to let you see once more and again. This is Cassidy. And so there you go. That is our 25-year-old aide who came and just upset the fruit basket on yesterday. She just busted that thing wide open. And as Dr. Dady Priest said, she sang like a canary. She just sang like a canary. Everything that she could tell, she told it. So no. In your whining's voice, Dr. Dady Priest, no. So matter of fact, let me give you a little help from the Lions Den, how we say no over here. Because listen, we say no here too. It doesn't sound like the whinings. No. No. Peace out, little dirty. No, I'm not buying what you're selling. So at the end of the day, she's only 25. Jazzy. Well, 45 was salty about yesterday, KB Browns. I'm sure he was. But at the end of the day, I'm going to say, like I said before, I don't look for him to go to jail. I don't look for Rudy Giuliani to go to jail. I don't look for Mark Meadows to go to jail. I don't look for her to go to jail. And they knew they were wrong because they immediately started asking for presidential pardons as soon as the coup didn't work. So, they knew it was wrong. So there was no question about that, beloveds. There was no disillusionment about it. They knew it was wrong. That's why they started asking for pardons and carrying on. So at the end of the day, 25 hasn't been good. 25 years hasn't been good for her. But again, before she's 25, she done served how many of the top heads of in positions and places of authority in the government. She's tired, y'all. She's tired. She's tired. She ain't just tired. She's tired. She been through through some things, Dr. Dady. She been through some things. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. So at the end of the day, BTS 3514, if we had a little bit of love, joy, and people skills, life is more than bearable. These qualities help us to not over hate. The anger emotion lasts for 90 seconds. We can feed it to blind rage, which is actually ugly. I think that's why can't we be friends? The song said, why can't we be friends? I want everybody to do the right thing. I want everybody. She's trying to avoid an adjoining jail cell. And I hear you, SK 8843. At the end of the day, this is where I feel we've got to look at some things, because let's deal with this. And again, I'm not trying to be politically motivated here. I'm just saying, let's look at some things. Now, you notice all of the crime. And let's call a spade a spade. What she revealed to us on yesterday were crimes of high treason. So when you have somebody that's committing a crime, Kim Possible, I started to stop and go on a tangent, but I thought it best not to do that. He ain't going to jail, KB Browns. He's not going to jail. He's not going to jail. None of these people are going to jail. That's why I said, for me, this is political. Yes, Dr. Dady, I had a whole lot of things going through my mind, but I chose to take the high road. Well, at the end of the day, these people are not going to jail. They're not going to have any consequences. So at the end of the day, that's why I say this is political theater. This is political theater and nothing more, as far as I'm concerned. So at the end of the day, I'm looking and Michelle, I said I was going to be good. I said I was going to be good. I was going to be good. If Trump was going to jail, he would already be there. And I agree with you, not your average guy. If he was going to jail, this man still stands currently to be a runner in the next election, and don't tell me he doesn't have plans and visions of grandeur of doing just that. And if you think that he does not have the pull to get people to vote for him out, even after hearing all of these outlandish crimes that we've heard, think again, because there are people that are not any way, shape, or form moved one bit that these people committed high crimes, and not just on the testimony of Sundance Cassidy, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid on yesterday. No, this has been known from day one, but nobody would do anything. So this is what I want to deal with on this level. So then what are you prepared to do with the GOP? And again, I'm not being political. I'm just trying to deal with facts. A GOP that acquitted this man. A whole entire GOP. Did you understand the words that came out of my mouth? So this is what I'm trying to get us to understand, why I don't believe anything's going to happen. If something happened to him, everybody that was complicit in this behavior, and don't think these people didn't know, everybody that's complicit in this behavior that happened and took place, all of them would have to go, which would include the whole daggum entire GOP. Now, if you think that's going to happen, I got swamp land for you in the middle of the ocean. I'm not even going to give you swampland in Florida. If you believe that they're going to find these individuals guilty and charge them with high crimes, which then means that everybody that was complicit and aided in those high crimes, everybody would be guilty, which would be the whole daggum GOP. Do you really think that's going to happen? So 45 didn't care if Pence was hung, and that's one of the things that they brought out on yesterday, that this individual felt like the VP had not been supportive to his cause and was worthy of being hung. What kind of stuff is that? What kind of stuff is that? At the end of the day, I just, you can't neglect. Cassidy seems suspect and detect really blowing the whistle she chose to neglect. When she gets rich from the movie and the book, I'll choose to remember how much she overlooked. Now, that's what I'm talking about, Cassandra. Don't y'all get confused and caught up with all of the hoopla. Because at the end of the day, somebody getting paid. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I see you, Dr. Dady. You think the strategy at this juncture is to taint the minds of the constituents in advance of the next presidential election, because it's surely not about action. It's not like action's going to happen. We're going to get outraged. We're going to be just, oh my God, I'm so angry and I'm so upset. And how could they do this? And how could they? And the goal is, can I tell you, the goal is division, divide and conquer. As long as we stay divided, as long as we stay separated, as long as we stay hateful and angry towards another, they got us. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? They've got us. A GOP that still falls in line behind 45. That's all I'm saying, KB Browns. Do y'all think anything's really going to happen when they're still doing the same thing that they've always been doing? So at the end of the day, y'all... Oh my God. Do you really? GOP and Democrats alike, because they are all one. And it's the same, it's the other wing to the same dirty bird, Joanna G. So at the end of the day, I think that we've got to start really opening our eyes and then open your mouth and say something. We've got to really start looking at what's really going on. Are the indicators, and you tell me, are you seeing indicators at any way, shape, or form? In any way, shape, or form? Do you see any indicators that are telling you that the GOP has changed? Do you see any indicator that anybody's going to jail for these crimes? Do you see any indicators of that? Do you see any indicators of that? No, you don't. No, you don't. Because to do so would mean that they would be unseating themselves, and they're not going to do that. So, I just need y'all. How long are we going to keep falling for it, Michelle Browno? That's what I'm saying. How long are we going to fall for this same okie doke? Because they play from the same playbook every single time. And again, I'm not being partisan here, because the same thing the Democrats do on their side, the Republicans, listen, both sides are guilty of the same actions and behaviors. Am I talking to anybody? This is Yes You O Cubed, and y'all know how we do it over here. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because we tells it like it T-I-Z-tis. And my story and my talking today is not partisan. My story and my talking today is about the whole dadgum dirty bird. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Because if the Democrats throw the GOP away, then the GOP has the dirt to tell on the Democrats. Baby, they're not going to do it. They're just not going to do it. Stop deceiving yourselves. So you listen, not your average guy. You can control and divide and herd. Come on. That's what it. Not your average guy. That's exactly what's working, and that's the tactic that has been so successful. Divide and conquer, and we can't seem to see it for what it is. And we jumping on this bandwagon and jumping on that bandwagon. When at the end of the day, listen, they all on the same wagon. All of this fluff and puff conversation, come on. Listen, get my money. Did you understand the words that were coming out of my mouth? All I want to see is the money. Show me the money. Cut the check. That's all I'm saying. Cut the check. Y'all doing all this other wasting my time. Cut the check. The only people are affected is us. Politicians, Democrats, and Republicans don't seem to care about us, Joanna G. They surely don't seem to care. So at the end of the day, I'm telling you, I want y'all to pay attention, because this is how we get caught up and entrapped in all of these divisive areas, concepts, ways, methods. And at the end of the day, are we really going to see a change? At the end of the day, is anybody actually going to jail? Now, she talked about how when he showed up, they showed up with the white supremacists as their bodyguards. Fully locked and loaded with pistols, AR-15, semi-automatic weapons, and then got mad because they were getting, they were using the machines to check for weapons before the people came in. And as she said, she heard Trump telling Meadows to get rid of the folks and let the people come in. They're not going to do any harm because they love me. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I am so excited and really, I've already talked on this story much longer than I had intended to, because at the end of the day, this is the same old, same old. It ain't nothing. There's nothing new. There's nothing. Shelby Nicole Cosplay is in the room. Come on in here, sis. She is a streamer and an entrepreneur. If you're not following her, please, please, please follow Shelby Nicole Cosplay. She will bless your whole life. So used and challenged 24/7. Thank you for working and lurking. I just appreciate you being here. So much love coming to you. Diablo's peeps gonna learn the same spirit they used to steal, kill, and destroy is destined to work even better in their own camps, because it is written, you will reap what you sow. And can the church say karma? That's all I'm saying, Cassandra. It's coming back. So at the end of the day, you just got to pay attention. You just got to pay attention, because listen, I'm here to tell you, do not deceive yourself with this idea that, oh my God, justice is on the way. This child has talked. She has spoken. She spilt the beans. She sang like a canary. At the end of the day, what's going to happen? What is the outcome? How many people are going to be brought to justice? That's what I want to know. I said what I said. And this is Yes You O Cubed. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman. And over here, we take this coffee with no cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black, because I tells it like a T-I-Z, tears. I'm just saying. I tells it like a T-I-Z, tears. So, you know, whether or not you can embrace that or not, open your eyes. It's all right there to be seen. And this isn't some conspiracy theory and some made up stuff. This is really what's going on. And it's just amazing to me, you know, how. I see you, KB Browns. You said he's headed with gasoline dries on. Could it be? Could it be? The devil. Baby, at the end of the day, it ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. Now, I've had enough conversation about Diablo and his twin brother, the devil, and Beelzebub, because they're all loose. It's all loose. It's all the same spirit. Listen, at the end of the day, I just want to wake our consciousness up. You know, that is the thing to me that so many times is an issue in the world in which we live. People are not conscious to truth. And I'm not even saying what she said is all truth. We already this morning have the Secret Service agents that allegedly were accosted by Trump in the car, and the witnesses witnessing of this behavior. They've already come out this morning saying that's not true. It's a lie. So at the end of the day, you're going to have both sides of the camp, and you're going to have folks that are loyalists. You're going to have folks that are just lying. You're going to have all of that going on. So at the end of the day, you know, ain't no need in getting upset, because listen,
Why you always lying?
it's a whole lot of lying going on. It's a whole lot of lying going on. So who's lying and who's lying the most and who's lying the best remains to be seen. Now, I'm going to go back to, now I'm going to close with this, and we're going to segue. I really feel, this last story that I just want to deal with just real quickly. And y'all know how I am in here. I'm for everybody, but I particularly pick up issues for people, black people and brown people and people of color, because our house is the house that's on fire. So that's the house I talk about. This right here, I still cannot just wrap my brain around how in the world Chadwick Boseman's $2.3 million had individual who knew as he was battling with his cancer that he was dying. Why, oh, why do we not believe in making a will? Y'all ain't ready for me. You know, and I'm not trying to hate on my brother. Listen, till the cows come home, show them who you are, T'Challa. This brother right here, he, in the time that he had on earth, he made the use of that time in choosing and selecting quality roles to play, and then came in with all of his energy, with all of his might, with everything he had, and he gave his best to those roles, to the tune of amassing $2.3 million in an estate, but no will. Now, listen, I'm going to tell you what, it's surprising to me too, Sight Giver. It's surprising to me too. At the end of the day, I'm just Chazzylicious. You were just thinking about that with your parents. I'm their only child, and I don't want to deal with the drama when the time comes to bury them. And come on, so can we talk about this for a minute? Can we talk about this? And this is for everybody, but I'm especially appealing to my black community and my colored, the people of colored communities. I just want to, and let me definitely retract, people of color. I'm not trying to say colored, like they did at that church on Sunday when they wouldn't let the folks come in, but that's a whole nother story. I'm and only 2.3, and I don't know, you know, how they arrived at that number. Come on, Chazzylicious. As black people, we suffer with the not planning for things around our death. And I don't know why that is. I don't understand. You know you're going to die. And the key to that is you don't know when you're going to die. So why do we not feel the urgency and the need to take care of the business surrounding our final expenses? So, you know, I'm just like, come on, I'm just saying, Roll Confessions. I'm trying to understand why. And this story, let me start with the story first, and then we'll unpack it and have some conversation. Now, you know, 2.3 million in an estate. And this brother built this with his life. We talked about this on yesterday. We're going to talk about it again today, because you are your own currency. That's what we're talking about. You are visions. You are dreams. You are visions. You are dreams. You are your own currency. So here we see the currency that this brother's energy amassed in the very short time that he was in our vision on the stage. 2.3 million, and who knows what it could have been had he lived an even longer life and been able to do more. But he did what he did, and he did it in awesome fashion. Now, his wife her attorneys are the ones, I understand. She's the one that actually came up with the division 50-50. His parents were only entitled because she had not been married 10 years. However, a will would have made the process easier for his wife. I see you, Simply Amazing. But I understand from what I've read, she actually was agreeable to the split. Of the 50-50. My family is crazy. I recently had a mom do all of it, all the way down to what she wants at her funeral. And I think that's beautiful. That's the way it should be done, Michelle Brownell. I hope that's the way that we can start doing this thing in our communities, so that at the end of the day, we're not leaving debt to our children and debt to our loved ones. Because, baby, they're not burying you in the ground for free. And the day is over where you can make payments on it, because they made payment arrangements that were not honored for years and years and years, until finally they're like, we going in the hole with these payment arrangements before you go in the ground. Because ain't nobody gonna dig nobody up and say, here, take your loved one back. So at that point, they found it necessary to basically, yes, thank you, good morning, Royal Confessions. I was so caught off with her. That's my girl. She's clowning me. But good morning to you, Iron. Ain't nobody gonna dig anybody up. So I had some years experience working at the funeral home and doing some directing. Baby, we want that money before you go in the ground. We want that money before, listen, we've had to tell people we're gonna have to postpone the service, cancel it, whatever we need to do, because ain't no money going in the ground with your loved ones while we sit unpaid. Those days are over. Now, understand, it costs money to bury you, and even cremation costs for those that, just throw me out there under the tree. We can't do that in the days and times in which we live. It's illegal, because your remains are going to decompose and we got health issues. So at the end of the day, I'm trying to understand why it is that more of us are not doing like Michelle Brownell's family, where mom says, hey, we're going to do this all the way down to what you want at the funeral. Who's going to say what? I know people that get it right all the way down to what clothes to put me in, the whole 9 yards. There's nothing wrong with that. Come on, Kim Possible. You finally got your parents to complete the will, and you're an only child too. And this is what I want us to be aware of. Transfer on death can be helpful as well, along with the will. And I was going to cover that, SK 8843. Transfer on death. These are some simple things. If you're not going to do the will, pay on death, transfer at death, POD, TOD are powerful things that you can do at the bank. Put somebody else's name on there to transfer at death, so that, listen, and let's be clear for all of y'all that think, well, my family's just going to go down to the bank and get my money out. If their name's not on it, and if they did not leave it to you, that money is locked up, won't let me out. That money is not coming out. I don't care if you are next to kin. And I cannot tell you how many times I've sat across from clients who come in, I'm gonna go to my mama's bank account. She got the money in there. And then they go to the bank and they're standing there looking mystified and come back to me in tears. The bank wouldn't let me have the money. Is your name on the account, or was it a TOD situation where that money was to transfer to you? If not, it's not your money until the state gets finished rifling through it. So at the end of the day, generational stupidity that we keep passing down, when are we going to learn that it's a burden for the family to have to figure out what to do with your assets or lack thereof when you're gone and we're left holding the bag? Come on in here, Kai Chick. That is my girl. That is the evangelist of the Lion's Den. I love you, sis. So good to see you in here. And Chazzy, listen, you said a mouthful. And now this is what it's the Lion's Den. I can't help it. For those of you all who say it's not going to matter because I'm not going to be here anyway, that is one of the most in position in my life. And I hear it all the time. I hear it from close friends, family, loved ones. I hear it and it just baffles me. How can you be so uncaring that you would say to those loved ones who are, number one, grieving and struggling with the loss of you, that now that it's on you to try to figure out how you're going to get me disposed of because I didn't care enough to stop and say, that is one of the most uncaring things to me. Now, I'm just talking for me. When I hear that something just goes all over me, that you don't care because you're not there, but you got loved ones that are sitting there crying the loss of you. But I'm telling you, they're crying even more that they got to try to figure out how they're going to raise this money and these GoFundMe pages and all of that. No. Don't, and at the end of the day, I understand situations happen. Many times it's because of poor planning. Can I say what I said? It's because of poor poor planning, because yes, we love you, and yes, we love your loved one, but it's not everybody else's responsibility to bury your loved one. And things do happen. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand GoFundMe when things happen. Okay. And sometimes things happen beyond your control. But for the individuals that just sit back and say, I'm going to be dead, it doesn't matter anyway, let them figure it out. No, ma'am, no, sir. That is, to me, one of the most uncaring statements that you can say. And it's one of the worst. I'm telling you, when I see people that sit down across from me at the funeral home trying to make arrangements and they have no resources to bury their loved one, and I see that trauma and I see that drama that comes over them, how are we going to do this? I'm telling you, it's not a pretty picture. It is not a pretty picture, and it's not a good experience for those that have to go through. So I'm just talking. That's amazing. So at the end of the day, I'm looking, he should have put those things in her name with him, T. Jones. And now you said a mouthful, because at the end of the day, out of the goodness and kindness of her heart and the fact that she hadn't been married for 10 years, I get that. But at the end of the day, this is my husband, and I've got to, okay, I'm going to split whatever goes along with him. But understand that as his spouse and as his wife, y'all, when everything is going on in my household with my significant other, my mate, and my name's not on paperwork, I'm just saying, if I'm good enough to lay them and spread them, I ought to be good enough to have my name on a piece of paper. Besides my marriage license, y'all ain't buying what I'm selling. If I'm good enough to lay them and spread them, I ought to be good enough for something more. My name should be on a piece of paper somewhere. So y'all miss me with that. I know we're in a whole different world. Things are totally different nowadays. But at the end of the day, for however many years she committed herself, her love, and her devotion to this individual, you can have all of that, but you can't have what miss me with that. So, you had to do everything for your mom. She was an only child. You're getting to sit down and write down things, and you're an only child as well. The struggle is real. I hear you, Miss Frosty. Thank you for sharing that, because I want people to stop and think, and at the end of the day, I'm telling you, all kind of hugs coming to you. I agree. Toss you in the ocean and let the fish be fed. I hear you, not your average guy, but they won't let us do that either. If we could, maybe, but they won't let us do that either. When you close your eyes and they come for that pickup, there has to be legal disposition or somebody's in trouble. I'm just saying. So at the end of the day, beneficiary deed on homes. Come on here, T. Jones. We can do all of this. Thank you all for talking. SK8843, T. Jones. Come on. These are things that we need to get done. And I want us to don't procrastinate, because and it's not out of fear, but it's out of just being prepared. It's out of preparation. You learned when your dad died about what should have been done. Come on here, Joanna G. And so many times we learn from the process, having to live through it. You have everything taken care of down to the seating arrangements. Come on here, Mel. You gonna sit where I told you to sit, even when I die. I'm not mad at you, sis. Come through. Thank you for those roaring biddies, SK8843. Shelly Thunder is very, very selfish for individuals, and I hear it so much. I ain't gonna be there anyway. I'm just like, oh my God. It just makes me cringe, and it makes me wonder, what kind of love do you have that you really care that little about the trauma that you're getting ready to leave your loved ones in when you leave here? It's mind-boggling to me. But when I tell you, I hear that more times than not, baby, I'm not playing. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard people say that, and it just astounds me. I just can't believe it. I believe that's what's done most of the time. I'm not going to be here anyway. I feel that so much now, dealing with your dad's death and still trying to deal with it. I hear you. I hear you, Joanna G. So much love coming to you. For those that are left behind, and I tell, and I would say this when I would do pre-need planning with individuals, and I didn't say it as a sales pitch. I said it as truth. The best words you can hear at the demise of your loved one, and y'all can say what you want to say, the best 3 words you can hear when you're sitting across from that funeral director and grieving and traumatized and trying to take care of business all the time at the same time. The 3 most powerful words you will hear during that time span is paid in full. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Paid in full. Those are the best words you're going to hear to give you relief so you can grieve as you need to do. So I just want y'all to pay attention. Now let's unpack this a little bit. At the end of the day, you need to reevaluate some things and put them in place. Come on. And I hope this is making you think about it, because we got to do something different, Dr. Dady. We can't just keep doing death should not just be dead. Death should not just be debt. Death can be legacy for those that have something to be an heir to. But that takes pre-planning. But it surely should not be death equals debt for everybody. So listen, career girlfriends do get caught empty-handed. The ex of DMX, and that's the thing, sometimes you got to reevaluate what kind of relationship and what kind of position you've put yourself in and what you expect upon that person's demise. Doesn't matter how much you've invested, given, and supported that individual. If that's not a situation that's been tied down technically, you're going to have to reap the benefits of that as well. You told your kids to cremate you and keep and that's, hey, listen, T. Jones, my mother is now deceased. I had my arrangement set up so that if she were yet alive, we would have a funeral regular service, because I know she just would not have gone for that. Just could not have taken it. We just would have took her out if I was cremated. But at the end of the day, at her demise, I've instructed my family, feel free. Y'all can have a viewing if you want to and have a funeral and then cremate, but feel free to cremate me and take that money and do something else with it. I do not personally espouse to putting all that money in the ground. So that's just my personal view. You don't have to agree. But at the end of the day, I just do not see putting all that money in the ground. And the thing about that, you can take me right over to my mama and my daddy's grave, have them dig a little hole, drop my cremains in there, or sprinkle them wherever you want to. It doesn't matter. But I can still be interred in a cemetery. That does not stop just because I've been cremated. So I just want people to be really clear on some of these things. Now, let's look at this case, though. Let's look at it for what it's worth, beloved. And then I'm going to get up out of here because I'm talking this week. I am my own currency. I am my own currency. So this brother, 2.3, and even more than that, but this is what his estate had left in it. 2.3. Now, understand that half of what was given, you're going to be ashes anyway. Not your average guy. You're going back to ashes anyway. So I don't have a problem with it. Now, as we look at this situation, I looked and I grieved the fact that they split in half what was left after the state took their part. And the state took more than what they got. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Now, this man, at the end of the day, the lawyer's charging, baby, everybody's paying money. Everybody's getting paid except for the family on this man's income, on this man's life's earning. This is what I want y'all to understand. When stuff goes to probate and when stuff goes to the court, if you get something, you're going to get a smidgen of what your loved one or what you left. And your loved ones are just going to get pennies on the dollar. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Pennies on the dollar while you're paying money to people that you don't even know, don't care about you, could care less, but they're going to make a profit. Probate is robbery. It absolutely is, SK 8843. But if you know that, why won't you make a will? If you know that, why won't you make your final wishes known and do it not just in your thoughts and thinking, but put that thing in motion? Do it. If you know probate is robbery, why would you let all your stuff go to probate? So this is where, to me, I don't know what Chadwick Boseman's thought and thinking was. He was a young man, yes, but you would have thought, to me, even at the point in time that he became ill, that illness would have been something that would have prompted him to say, hey, maybe I need to do a little something. Do we have that I am invincible, I'll beat this? And I know there are people that have beat cancer. It can be done. I'll beat this. I'm going to make it out. I'm going to be okay. And as such, just don't do anything in the way of taking care of final wishes and end of life planning. So here we see the bulk of your $2.3 million estate going to the people you don't even know. Just make it make sense for me, y'all. Make it make sense. And so with that, as we continue, and this is a good place to have this conversation when I keep telling you, I am my own currency, then plan. Take time, think it through, put in motion. When your energy has left this realm and you go on to another realm and this body is left here, what do you want? And the things that you've amassed in this life, what do you want done with the things that you have in this currency in this realm? What do you want with the currency that you left in this realm to remember you by? What have you done to take care of that? Do you even value that? And do you value your loved ones? Please hear me when I say, do you value your loved ones enough to take care of business? Because at the end of the day, wealth planning, that's one of the first things when you start talking to people of affluence and people that are used and accustomed to having money, they know right off the bat, I need to make plans and arrangements. If I close my eyes, where are my assets going? Not just where you going to set my ASS, but where are my assets going? That's one of the first things they'll start doing is doing wealth management, which includes end of life care. And so if you really see the wealth that you are, court costs, taxes, and family is left with pennies, KB Browns. You better believe that. If you don't make a will, at least put someone's name on your stuff. Put someone's name on your stuff. And so, but you know what? This is the thing, T. Jones, we're so scared and we are so untrusting of people. We don't want anybody's name on our stuff for fear that they're going to take it over and take it away and this and that and the other. And at the end of the day, all of it ends up being taken away. All of it ends up being for naught, because at the end of the day, you walk away empty. Your children walk away empty. Everybody just standing there looking sad and pitiful, not only at your demise, but everything is gone. I mean, everything is gone. And so it is sad. He worked too hard at the end while he was sick to pay money to folks who cared nothing about him. And that's my point about probate and about those of you that refuse to make planning for yourself, for your loved ones. Those people that are in probate care nothing about you nor your family. But the question is, do you care? And do you care about yourself enough to stop in your tracks and plan for your end of life on this realm? What and how do you want to leave your family? And are you going to add grief upon grief with the misery of trying to figure out how we're going to pay this bill? So at the end of the day, I want us to really think about this. You wish every day Missouri and Kansas had a law on the books, but the closest state to us is Colorado. I see y'all talking about, y'all got a conversation. I must have missed some components there. Time for important plans to be put in motion today. Tomorrow is not promised. And this is the thing I can't, and this is a true story. And this is about a very, very dear friend of mine who called me on Saturday and said, I want to meet with you to make arrangements for my loved one. And we're going to get this taken care of. I've been talking to them for a couple of years, as a matter of fact. And so she said, finally, I got the call. And I was like, hey, okay, good. We're good to go. I got you. She's like, I got so many things on my plate right now. But let's meet on Friday and we'll get this done. Lock, stock, and barrel, signed, sealed, delivered. Mama died Thursday morning. I can't make this stuff up. and this, this is a story that, unfortunately, as I would share with people for pre-need planning, I would share this story because it's true. And when I got that call, and you talk about devastation, she was devastated. Now, you know, something is like, you know, was there something that she was obviously picking up and sensing about the impending demise of her loved one, you know? And sometimes we look at people and we're like, oh, you know, we're doing well. We got time. Everything's okay. I'm put this in motion. I'll put it off to whenever. And when I tell you the devastation I heard in that child's voice, because what could have been one situation ended up being something totally different. So at the end of the day, no, Miss Purplish. So at the end of the day, you know, this is where, and like I said, I think sometimes we have the ability, because we are stardust wrapped in flesh. We are spiritual in nature. I think sometimes we can sense impending things that are about to happen. I personally believe that happens. I've personally experienced that in my personal life. So at the end of the day, you know, these are the kinds of scenarios that sometimes when you get those intuitions, sometimes when you get that feeling down in your gut, you understand what I'm saying fairly all day. Sometimes when you get that feeling down in your gut, it's a push in your back to do something now. I hope that even some of you will take this conversation on today, because I am my own currency. Please believe that. But if you believe that, then I want you to safeguard and take steps for protecting your currency, which is you. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? The currency is you. So when I look at this young man at, I want to say, did he pass away at like 43 or something? I don't know, however old he was. To me, he was young. Time waits on nobody, Miss Purplish. Time waits on nobody. And this isn't a scare tactic at all. This is about, if you really honor and understand the value of what you bring to the table and who you are, you handle all of your business, including the business that is left after your spirit has left this terrestrial plane. There's still some residue and remnants of what you've left behind of your currency. Protect that too. Now, I felt like I really wanted to have this conversation, and I know that we're going to cover it even in more depth in one of our good grief sessions, because we've already talked about it. Crazy Berrytown, Kim Possible, and myself, about bringing in a segment of really talking about end of life planning. But it needs to be done. I need you all to really, really take heed to what I'm saying. If you really understand the value and the wealth of the currency that you are, protect it. Protect it. And I'm not even saying, I'm not trying to go to, oh, you got to get insurance, you got to do this, baby, just get your paperwork right. Can you do the paperwork? Can you get the paperwork done? Stop talking about what you're going to do and when you're going to do it, because if something happens to you, like my dear friend, and when I tell you devastated is an understatement, when I got that phone call and we were shocked, stunned, and amazed, we were devastated. So please, as we continue on, what a lot of people don't realize is that you have to take care of your business before you need it, because if you're rendered mentally incapacitated due to a physical illness, they can do whatever they want to do. And you're exactly right about that as well. Come on, we're having boss energy and planning for our deaths. And that transition is going to be glorious for you. But is your transition going to leave your family feeling good? That's what I need you to really stop and think about that. If you've got children, if you've got parents, if you've got loved ones that you're responsible for, this is a conversation that, especially in the Black community, we need to have this conversation and have it for real, because too many times folks are left holding the bag. It's an uncomfortable bag to hold. Believe me when I say it. It's heavy. It's devastating. It's traumatizing. So when I look at that story, don't over pay an attorney to draft, you can complete the forms and have them notarized. I hear you. And depending on the amount of wealth and the amount of assets that you have, that may work. For others, you need to seek the consultant attorney, because some things can get really complicated. If you got a complicated family situation, if you've got excess of assets and this and that and the other, because listen, there's loopholes that some of the documents that you can go and get may not cover. And even if you just consult an attorney, if you, and I hear you, not your average guy, I'm not throwing that away. Sometimes you may take those papers once you've completed them, and you may need to take them to an attorney for their review to make sure you're not left holding a bag someplace out there looking crazy when you thought something was covered. When Jesus was born, he was planning for his death and thinking about our future. Come on here, KB Browns, you better preach in here. Now, I know that this may not be, this may not be on my top list streams. Oh my, y'all got to come see Spiritual Thought Leader. She gonna bless your whole life. This may not be on the top, but at the end of the day, I just really want you all to pay attention, because you are your greatest asset and you are your own currency. I want you to stop, pay attention, and really begin to look at what do you have. Are all of your ducks in a row? Now, with that, I'm going to close one more time. Yesterday, we had a close where we actually just spent time. If you understand you are your own currency, then I want you to stop. I want you to really, really, really appreciate yourself for all that you bring to the table. So yesterday we stopped and we were thankful for our minds. I said, your mind has served you since you came here. Your mind has been intact, in place, ready for action whenever it's been called upon to function. And even at times when we felt like it didn't serve us well, it was still working, and probably didn't serve us well at that time because it had worked overtime in some other area to which we didn't give it credit for, nor gratitude. So at this point right here, I just want us to, once again, as we get ready to go, as we understand we are our greatest assets, I want you to stop once again. And I hope you did the assignment on yesterday. We appreciate the fact that we are our own currency. And I'm going to appreciate each of our minds once more and again, and just stop and be thankful. Just stop and be thankful that God has given you a mind. Stop and be thankful for your hands that have served you, your arms that have served you, every part of you that has served you, everything that has been a blessing in your life. I want you to just stop and appreciate that, because you are your own currency. If you don't learn how to appreciate yourself, then understand other people are going to discount you. If you discount yourself, people are going to automatically discount you because you set the price. You understand? You set the value. You set the value by which people are going to interact with you, good or bad. You set that. And then to recap on yesterday, we talked about negativity and people talking about, oh, I'm getting ready to purge all of these negative people out of my life. And as we begin to understand that purging needs to start inside of you, because there's some molecule in your existence that gives the negativity to attach to you, the toxicity. That's what we talked about yesterday. That toxicity attaches to you because there's something in you that is having a receptor to that toxicity. So don't start blaming toxic folk and toxic things. The toxicity attaches to you because there's a receptor in you that's receiving that toxicity. Otherwise, it's going to collide and it's going to bounce right off. So as we're looking at all of the things that we're doing to make the best of understanding, I am my own currency. I could not cover all of these things in life without looking at the things in death. And while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, that's a story that came out, how the estate of Chad Boseman got separated and divided up amongst his family. And I'm going to impress on you once more and again, after the wife and the parents split, what was left, the bulk of that went to the state. Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. And you are your greatest currency. Do everything you need to do to make it work. Now, stay with me because we're getting ready to go over it. We're going to spend some time in anti-morning bangos. This may have got a little heavy for some of y'all because I know people don't like to talk about end-of-life situations, but this is real talk as well. You are your own currency, but you can have a laugh. You can have the cracks. You can get some anti-morning bangos, and you can even get some bits and nibbles because we're on our way over to see the Rebel Inc.
Oh, I feel for my brother.
Well, I feel for my brother and I feel for my sister. This has been another edition of Yes You O Cubed, one-on-one, just me and you. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman. And listen, I've had a good time chatting with you today about real talk and real things going on in this here country. Listen, you are your own currency. You have wealth. You have riches. Make that thing count. Make your life count. Make yourself the first priority, and everything else is your side hustle. Now listen, you can follow me out there on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, Discord, and more. You can follow me, children. Now listen, this is our mantra. We don't have a spirit of intimidation. We don't have a spirit of fear. We have power. We have love. We have a sound mind. And as such, I am all powerful in love. Get that boss energy working. Won't you do it? I am, as long as you're in love. I am all powerful in love. We don't just talk about change, but babies, we believe that we are the change that the world wants to see. And so, yes, when you leave up out of here, be determined to be the change. Now, even with that thought in mind, even though the Black community is known more than any other community to die and leave debt to our children, I want you to be the change. When you leave this terrestrial plane, I want you to leave your children some wealth. Even number one, understanding you are the currency. You ain't got to chase a coin. You ain't got to chase paper. You are the currency. Be the change that says, and I'm going to leave a legacy to those that I leave behind. Listen, you're not in this thing alone, but at the end of the day, we all, this pride, Pride, we all are in this together. This Pride Alliance is relentless, and you're going to hear us roar. And it's us, you, me, we all. And I want to just take a moment and say thank you to those of you that came in, because listen, it was a beautiful day. Not the den of iniquity, but the den of activity. It was a beautiful day in the Lion's Den. Thank you for those roaring biddies, SK8843. To my beautiful moderators, the Rebel Inc., Michelle Brownell and Shelly Thunder. You three are the absolute best. I appreciate you for everything that you did. BTS 3514, PJ Sunfire, Miss Feely, thank you for following the Lion's Den today. So much love. MCP 812, thank you for that resub. So much love coming to you. And yes, one reason, the Bishop of Twitch. Thank you for that raid, my brother. I appreciate you. Now copy the raid message. Won't you do it? Copy the raid message, because we're getting ready to go to Rebel's house. Anti-morning bangos and the cracks. In the meantime, I'll see you back here tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace for your journey.